Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of the Robcast Podcast. As always, I'm here with my producer, Joshua.
Hey, what's up, Robcastians?
We have actually some very big news for all of you at home listening today.
Big news, huge news.
Yes. It turns out that Joshua will not be beating me up with a baseball bat because we finally have the YouTube channel set up. So,
Oh, let's put in an effect.
Oh, yeah, let's put in a clapping effect right here. Okay, cue effect. Wow, what a great effect.
Excellent.
That was great. No, but link in the description of this podcast episode. Please subscribe. If we get to 100 subscribers, something will happen.
We'll do a face reveal, maybe?
Yeah,
Well, we should. I'm not even joking.
we'll do a face reveal.
We'll do like a video. We'll send a video by like mail to each of our 100 subscribers.
Yes.
Like a VHS or something.
Yeah, just like kind of like a floppy disk or something.
Exactly. That sounds like a great idea.
VHS, old technology. Floppy disks are the future, man.
Yeah, 100%.
No, it's very exciting. You can watch every single episode of the Robcast podcast that we have currently put up and all new episodes.
For now, we just have audio, correct?
Yes, and audio. And soon enough, exclusive content such as clips or podcasts or extra bonus things that you might not see if you listen to the podcast feed might be going up there, as well as looking at my beautiful thumbnails that I spend hours meticulously created pixel by pixel and totally not just stealing images off Google.
They do look quite nice. And who knows? We might start some video.
Who knows?
Eventually.
We might do some film commentaries. There's a lot of possibility in the future.
Just videos of us screaming.
Yeah.
Videos like the raccoons and rabbits in our backyard.
Yeah, like the epic sagas of just us getting distracted and being more interested in what's outside the window than actually what we're podcasting.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, update on that. I guess all the raccoons are gone.
Yeah, it's quite sad.
Fortunately, we were forced
to call the
the people to take them away just because they were. Yeah, it's sad.
It truly is.
Poor part of family, but it's fine.
Anyway, you know what doesn't tear apart families?
News.
Hit
it, Rob.
Woo.
Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Breaking news. This is Robcast podcast news segment coming to you live.
I love that drop so much, honestly.
I'm. It's good.
Yeah, we're never getting rid of that. You know.
We'll see.
The only way we're getting rid of it if you do something like even more embarrassing news drops, and then we might change it up eventually.
Breaking news. This is Rob and Josh with breaking news.
Well, okay. Well, we have a new breaking news. I'm gonna just I'm gonna integral both of them. We'll have two new segments.
Yeah, okay.
One in the front, one in the back. We use both drops.
That's so true.
Oh, good. Josh, you're just feeding me
I'm a
content.
flip machine.
It's great,
What can
honestly.
I say?
No, but what do we have for news-wise this week? What's the breaking news?
First, we got the little trailer for Halloween Kills.
Ooh, yes, we do.
And it's delayed until 2021. But the trailer was pretty sick. Like you've seen it, obviously. I showed you.
Yeah, I've seen most of the first Halloween movie, but I haven't really seen the sequels or the more recent one. You of course are the horror movie kind of sketchy dude here. The
sketchy dude.
The guy who watches horror movies and loves them beyond compare.
Okay, well let's have some clarifications. Number one, I'm the horror movie expert among us because you don't watch them at all, and I watch a moderate amount, and I save them for Halloween. Because I just started really getting into it, I guess. I watched the first Halloween 2 years ago, 2018. I watched just the first Halloween movie on Halloween night, and then slowly I've been getting into everything. So I haven't really watched a whole lot of horror movies. Last fall I watched a few more, just again dipping my toe in further. Yeah. So I've seen Scream. I've seen pretty tame stuff so far. I think this year is gonna be the next evolution of it.
We should definitely do for October a horror month.
We're definitely
we're just we picked 4 movies and we just do those 4 movies.
100%. I feel like we're definitely gonna do Evil Dead.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Possibly even that too as well.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's probably the best one. Okay. Yeah. So I've watched all the Halloween movies. Well, up to 6. I've watched,
including the bad ones.
Yeah. Well, I've watched Halloween, Halloween 2, half of Halloween 3. I need to finish that. Halloween 4, Halloween 5, and Halloween 6.
Have you watched H2O?
No, I'm saving that because it's actually good. went through like this thing in spring where the weather was getting like fall-y, like 15 or whatever. So I felt like it was fall again. So I watched like basically Halloween's like 4 through 6.
Yes. Okay, can you explain to me why it's not H2O, it's H20, right?
Yeah, because basically it takes place in 1998, which is 20 years after the original, which took place in 1978.
Okay, it makes sense, but
Yeah.
I don't understand what.
It's
Okay,
a stupid
you
title.
call it H20, people are gonna think H2O.
I know, it's incredibly dumb.
Yeah.
But apparently it's good.
Hmm?
Basically, what I've heard is Halloween's good, Halloween 2 is good, Halloween H20, H2O is
H2O.
good. And the new one, 2018, is also good, which I have not yet seen. This
Really?
fall, I'm so excited to see it.
Mhm.
Apparently, it's really good.
And that's a direct sequel to the first one, I believe.
Yes, exactly. So not to like spoil it, but basically the movie ends with Michael Myers like trapped in the house in a house, presumably Jamie Lee's house, burning, or like the house is on fire.
She didn't start the fire.
Yeah. So then the teaser basically you see Jamie Lee, the grandma, her daughter, and her daughter's daughter in like the back of a truck or something, like going away from the house, escaping after the horrible night. And then they hear the ambulance and they see the ambulance go by, presumably with Michael Myers in the ambulance, and like they start screaming, "Let him burn! Let him burn!"
Honestly, that gets me hyped.
Chills.
It's just enough that like it's a bit of creepy music. It's just like it's like really good, just yelling, like a very
it gave me
good
chills.
performance.
Yeah.
Like I'm up for just like kind of going back and like revisiting some of these movies. Definitely.
I think it was a really good trailer, especially given that like it got delayed. You give the fans a little something, but I feel like it would be premature to reveal too much of the plot or anything
Exactly.
at this juncture. And I think it was the right choice, kind of postponing it until next October. I feel like it would have been a mistake to release it like in February or
like kind of
even
like
in the summer.
like,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, just like a summer release. Like people need that bit of like their Joker per se, like their nice October release of just like a more of a sinister movie.
And I feel like the box office would also be a lot higher as well. You know what I mean? Like people are more likely to go see a scary movie around that time of the year. So I feel like it definitely was the right choice. I'm fine with it because I haven't even seen the first one, so this gives you some more time to kind of build up towards it.
Sequel wise though, do you think it's a smart idea that they actually decide to go a direct sequel instead of not doing like some sort of time jump? Because I think it's a very smart move, having like right after the events of the first one, seeing how it ends with the house on fire.
I mean, there's different ways you can go with it. I don't mind it necessarily. It kind of harkens back to the original Halloween 2, which also begins right after. And there's been like stuff that they're saying that they're gonna go, that a lot of it takes place in a hospital, much like Halloween 2 as well. And they're gonna bring back the Myers house and a lot of the characters from Haddonfield from like the first movie.
So a lot more like the lore and like standing on
I
that.
think, like Sharon
That's always
Bracken's coming back, like Tommy, the kid that she babysits. There's another girl too, I forget. And a lot of that stuff. So I think it's, again, I haven't seen the first one. From what I've heard, it's good. I think there definitely is a danger with a sequel after the successful first one to kind of, because horror, it can get stale, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
If you don't find new things, and they say it's gonna be bloodier, they say it's gonna be more intense.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's a sure thing that's gonna be good, but the people who have made it do have that appreciation for the Halloween lore and all of that. So I'm optimistic based on what I've heard about the first one. Again, I haven't seen it. But yeah, I have no issue with it being a direct sequel there.
I'm a big fan of Jamie Lee as well. Like I really like her. Parent Trap.
She's in Parent Trap?
Yeah. Oh, not Parent Trap. I always confuse Freaky Friday. Whenever I say Parent Trap, I think Freaky Friday.
Lindsay Lohan's mixed up.
Yes.
Yeah, I like Freaky Friday too.
Yeah. Freaky Friday, Knives Out. She's really good.
Yeah, I have to see that next pod, perhaps.
Yes, Knives Out, amazing.
I remember when I watched the first Halloween. Like, I'm like, oh, she's in it. Like, I didn't know what she was in or like what I had seen that she was in, but like I knew that she was an actor. So it's kind of cool. So our second piece of news.
Yes, and other news, we have I believe some Comic-Con news or lack thereof. So basically, this year Comic-Con will be done online. No, it is happening online.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay, yeah. No, but basically it's will be happening online, and there will basically be no Marvel segment or Marvel panel discussing upcoming Marvel projects as they do most years. For instance, last year was the release of the new slate of movies. I think this is kind of a disappointment because I think all of us were kind of like hoping like, oh, maybe we'll see something like if there's any more footage from the TV shows that they did before
Right.
this all ended.
Or Eternals.
Yeah, or Internals because that started shooting before. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe let me pose you a question here. If even though they don't have the Comic-Con, what if Kevin Feige just woke up one day and be like, tweet it out? It's like, hey guys, here's a something. What would you want that something to be? Like, what's kind of your dream announcements of like a property or a movie or casting?
So this is San Diego Comic-Con, right?
Yes.
So it's like the big one.
Yeah,
I
this
feel
is
like there's 500 different Comic-Cons.
there's literally a Comic-Con every other week.
Yeah, but this is the big one, like that summer San Diego Comic-Con,
Yes.
right? Okay. Yeah, I am a bit. Well, I'm not surprised. I think it's a smart move, because of COVID. It's very uncertain when things are gonna go out, when you'll be able to finish filming things. So I do think it's a smart move to wait. Marvel's Marvel. They can send, like you said, they can send things out whenever they want. Especially with Black Widow. Like, who knows when Black Widow's gonna be in
Yeah.
theaters? It's crazy. It's supposed to come out like in March or May.
I know. Like literally, we were like a few weeks out from the release date,
Yeah.
and then the world
Corona.
started burning.
Yeah, basically.
Hmm.
So yeah. So I feel like, as to your question, there's definitely the Eternals trailer, like different trailers in the TV shows or more footage from those that I would have liked. WandaVision, Falcon Winter Soldier, Marvel's What If would have been cool to get a bit of, but my dream thing, Daniel Radcliffe as Moon Knight.
Really? That's an interesting casting choice. Why do you think that?
Well, it's been rumored for a little bit, and I think he's a very good actor. One might say that he, after Harry Potter, he's just does more projects that he's really like into. You know what I mean? And he gets kind of like into them and all of
Yeah.
that. He's a good character actor, I think. Obviously, everyone knows Harry Potter, but he's done a couple of other movies. I believe a movie called like the Human Swiss Army Knife or Swiss Army Knife.
Yeah,
and that
I
was-
believe he was also in the Frankenstein movie for a few years back.
Yeah, 2015. I think it was Young Frankenstein, Igor Frankenstein. I Am
Something
Igor?
like that.
Something like that.
Just something with like lots of CGI lightning and
Yeah,
just Dan Radcliffe screaming, "Oh, Frankenstein!"
sure. But yeah, the Swiss Army movie was Swiss Army Man, I think it was
Swiss
called.
Army Man.
Yeah, that was like very critically acclaimed.
It's MacGyver, the Swiss Army Man.
Yeah. Oh, I think he kind of made the like Robert Pattinson switch. You know what I mean? Like he was kind of in Twilight.
Mhm.
Now he just does like more character roles after, and he kind of gets into like the acting of it.
And he eats microwave pasta.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe minus the lunaticness, but
Yes.
but yeah, I feel like that'd be really cool. Like Moon Knight's kind of thing is that has this power of this like totem. So he has like, I don't know, agility, enhanced strength, all of that. Sick costume, white costume with a hood.
Yeah, I don't.
And he's sorry. He's schizophrenic as well. So he has like all these personalities in his head and stuff. So I feel like that, yeah, that's kind of his thing, right? So it'd be kind of cool to see Danny Rad's kind of play that.
like some sort of splits, like kind of superhero show.
Yeah,
I definitely feel that Moon Knight could definitely be a new direction to take like the MCU in a sense. Like, so, like I'm constantly like hoping that they kind of do the DC route and just kind of make movies that are very distant from each other at this point. Like
Right.
the MCU needs more diversity in the type of movies that they do make.
I agree. Like, I swear, after like Ant-Man, or starting with Ant-Man, they fell into this formula, and
Mhm.
basically every single movie follows the same formula.
Yeah.
Like Captain Marvel, Doctor Strange, even Black Panther was a bit of a departure in a
Mhm.
sense, but it's still the same. You can kind of tell it's the MCU formula.
Yeah, like it's I don't know, but of course, like these movies are still enjoyable. Like I love Doctor Strange, even though it's a direct kind of cop out of Iron Man.
Sure, they're still good
But
movies.
yeah, like you can still find enjoyment in them, of course. But I do agree that, and I'm hoping that with this new set of movies with Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness and
Mhm.
WandaVision, that they are stretching out and really thinking, what can we do to make these different and make these fun?
I would agree with that 100%.
Mhm.
Yeah, based on the upcoming slate, looks like we're going to see some differences, which is also good to see. But more to that, like you said with DC, I'm really sad that they didn't follow Zack Snyder's vision through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That movie Superman was controversial, but I don't think it was bad.
Yeah,
Like,
and-
it was a different vision, and obviously some of the decisions they made, i.e. making Doomsday a wimp, and a lot of the decisions are questionable, but to see one person's singular vision,
Mhm.
and who knows even how much of Batman v Superman was affected by like studio stuff. But I would love to have seen that vision through.
And what people don't realize is that that Batman vs Superman isn't even the complete vision of that movie. The extended cut or the director's cut, whatever you want to call
Have
it.
you seen it?
I've seen it.
Yeah, me too.
Basically, it sheds a whole new light in the movie. Like after, wait, what?
Bat butt.
Bat butt?
You see bat butt.
I don't remember that one.
Bat's butt.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's the only thing I remember from
this is
that.
this is the rated R extended.
Hell
cut.
yeah.
Uh,
I think it
Yeah.
was actually.
no, but like for instance, after the Senate hearing scene, we're never gonna get to the movie we're
Jar
gonna
of
do
Pea?
today. Yeah, after the
We're doing movies today?
Granny's peach tea scene, Superman stays and he helps get people out, and he's doing stuff like we see, or Lois is Lane Club when she's actually like a detective and she's like investigating the bullets, and you see that they do actually burn all the bodies, so it looks like Superman did it instead of just,
Yeah.
like it's these things that connect all the dots, because literally a lot of the movie that was cut was the build up in the first part, and honestly I want to do like my own edit of that movie, just like
Yeah.
cop out all like the weird flash, be like it's Lois, she's
I
the
like
key. Yeah, but
I like the nightmare scene.
and yeah, in the context of the movie, the nightmare scene's great, but like
It might not make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But I think
It
it
does
was supposed
show-
to be a harkening forward to Justice League.
yeah.
I think Snyder's vision was good, but I wish maybe, again, with like a lot of the plot stuff, like the random jar of pea,
Yeah.
a lot of that stuff is a bit convoluted and a bit
Mhm.
much in a sense. So I think definitely could have been a lot of refining, but interesting to see a one man's vision.
Yes.
Well,
Well, we will be seeing it hopefully in the Snyder cut.
Yeah, that's true.
And also, he has the power of hindsight. He can tell all the bad, like, this thing, Doom, like, if it fails, I will be so surprised because they have hindsight.
What's failure though?
Okay, like, if it's like, everyone's like, okay.
If they say it's worse than the original, I think that would be failure.
Yeah. Because, like, you can't really get much worse than that. Honestly,
I
like,
don't
that
think
was
it
a
will be.
by the books movie that had, like,
It was bad.
yeah, it was really
that
bad.
was actually bad.
Yeah, it was like the exact. It was Avengers made by Joss Whedon as well, but it's basically Avengers without any of the characterization, development, or fun. It was basically just like, how do you mess it up though?
You
Honestly,
depart from the characters really and what's been set forth.
yeah.
Show 'em- I don't want to see Joss Whedon's version of Zack Snyder's version. I want to see. I just want to see a good movie. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and again, like you said, they ignored a lot of what had been already set up. Like Batman was cracking jokes and stuff.
Yeah, he was like,
I don't know. It is what it is. It was kind of a mess production wise, as well as with the directors and all of that. But
Yeah. But like, I don't know, expectation. Like people have been wanting this for a while, and it's amazing that we get to see it finally.
yeah, I think it'll be cool. I'll buy HBO for a month. to
Yeah,
see it.
I will definitely do it legally
Oh, true.
Yeah,
Smart man.
legal,
Smart
yes.
man.
because here at the Robcast we do everything legally and allowed. We definitely don't steal anything. Yeah.
Of course not.
Mhm.
And
Like-
speaking of stealing,
Yes. What
Would
about
you s-
stealing?
would you say that our collective hearts were stolen by Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Predator?
Oh yes, wow, amazing transition. You got there at the end. You got there.
Today on the Robcast,
Yes.
we'll be talking about Predator, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Mhm.
Carl Weathers, and several other actors
Yes, and a giant guy in a rubber suit.
whose name I forget.
And we'll get into it right after this break.
Robcast is brought to you by Anchor, the easiest way to make a podcast. Anchor is a podcasting app that's free, where you can create and record your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast so it can be heard on many platforms such as Spotify and Apple Podcast. You can also make money with your podcast with no minimal listenership, which is good for me because barely anyone listens to this. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Anchor, syncing good podcasts one after another. Hey, good slogan. Just made that up on the spot. They should pay me extra for that.
So as we do for all our movie reviews, we try to guess the IMDb summary. I have not seen this. I used the power of closing my eyes as I got the link. Josh, do you like to go first or should I?
I can go first.
Okay. Shoot.
A team of army commandos fights for their lives against the ultimate predator.
Okay. A team of army
No,
commanders.
no, no.
No, you said it. Once it said it cannot be
No. A
changed.
team of army commandos face a threat from outer space. No.
Okay.
An outer space creature. A team of army commandos find themselves on the run from a creature from outer space.
Okay, a team of army commandos find themselves pitted against a creature from outer space.
No. Two army commandos find themselves hunted by a creature from outer space.
Okay.
Out of space? From outer space.
The one I have is fairly similar. On a rescue mission, a team of commandos.
I don't even know if there are commandos, to be honest. It just kind of fits.
Yeah, I guess. Or Navy SEALs. I don't know. Probably not Navy SEAL, either Army. No, but
Mercenaries? They're not mercenaries.
no, they're Army. They're like a special ops.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use that
There
actually.
you go.
A special on a rescue mission, a special ops force realizes they are no longer the hunters, and now they are the hunted.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. So let me just click on. I really should have this queued up before. That would have been much better. Okay. Predator, 1987. A team of commandos on a mission to Central America jungle find themselves hunted
By an extraterrestrial warrior.
I think you might have got that one because you mentioned like Alien and Commandos.
I said a team of army commandos find themselves hunted by a creature from outer space.
Yeah, I think you got that one.
Yeah, I think so. I just missed the jungle part.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm so close. I think it was in my head too. Okay, cool.
Did you Google this before?
I win!
Joshua just Googled this before.
So my first note on my list of notes is it was good.
Yeah, I really like this movie. Honestly, like it's just a solid movie. Like
It's a classic. It's like a classic '80s action movie.
yeah, like I think this is to an extent kind of a parody of those action movies because this was like
This is what started the parody, man.
yeah okay like it's very over the top in a sense.
Yeah.
Like it's over the top. It's amazing. It's the A-Team. It's beautiful. Like okay, out of 10, 10 being the best.
Oh, I hate
what,
this.
what would you give it?
I have to have like a scale. I need references. I need like a 1. I need what's a 10.
Okay, Justice League's a 1.
I think so. I have Baby Driver like a 6 something.
Yeah. It's independent. 10 from like I like was on the edge of my seat. I loved it, and 1 being like I could not stand it. I'm storming out of this room.
Rocky 4. Rocky is a 9 maybe. Halloween is probably a 9, a bit above a 9. I'd probably go for this one. It'd be like a 7.8, 7.9.
7? Okay, that's pretty good.
Just below an 8, I'd say. I need more of a reference, but I feel like this was a B+ movie in my eyes. Something I really enjoyed.
Yeah, I could definitely see this like kind of a B+ A- movie. Like
Yeah.
like some of the jokes hasn't really aged as well. We could just say that this one character who thankfully gets died off fairly quickly.
Jesse Ventura's character, I believe.
Yeah, he gets died off pretty quickly, which is part of the better.
Well, I mean, the dialogue too is kind of part of the fun with these movies too, right?
It's
kind
very
of
tropey.
Yeah, it's that time.
Yeah, we'll get into it, but I personally, I agree with you in that sense. I would probably give this like 7.9, maybe like an 8, somewhere around that ballpark. I really enjoyed this one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a great movie.
So let's get into the meat of this movie per se. So the opening of this movie, it's actually okay. So the opening of this movie is you see the ship from outer space and a pod come out, which is, as we know, is the Predator. Honestly, I feel like if you take that out of the opening, it's could operate pretty well as like kind of a standard like this is an army team who has to like insert the jungle. And then I feel like when you like and like all these weird sort of things start happening, you're like, what's going on? Like, what is this? Because of course we know what the Predator is and we've seen the Predator before. Imagine in the theaters seeing that for the first time and being like, oh my god, this thing's insane. Like it's like this giant invisible thing. Like just the gravitas and what this movie really meant to people at the time. Because like, of course, this idea has been like beaten to death a million times since, but like this was kind of the very first of its kind.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it was definitely that bit of like the space opening. It gives a bit of obviously explainer. Like it provides a bit of tidbit, a bit of like you said, it's a supernatural, which is kind of part of the thing. It's something not of this world, right? Mm-hmm. It's actually quite funny because this website called The Ringer, they have their top 25 best space movies.
Yeah.
And they put Predator as 16.
Yeah.
As the best space movie. Ahead of things like Star Trek 2009.
Space Jam's on there.
Jam's on it. Wally's on
19?
it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Martian is 22.
You know this is bad when Wally's only 20. That's like my favorite Pixar movie.
It's not even a space movie though. Okay, fine.
Yeah, Wally's a space movie.
Fine.
They have Spaceballs on here?
Spaceballs.
Yeah, a 12. Spaceballs is 12. Wow.
Spaceballs.
Spaceballs decent. Like I enjoyed it, but
decent.
like
It's
it's
high.
Yeah.
I don't know.
but more than Wall-E,
We should-
honestly.
have you watched any of the Star Trek movies?
I've seen some of the new ones.
Okay. We should watch the old ones.
Yes,
Aren't
and
they,
I
like,
and I've seen Galaxy Quest a million
Yeah.
times. Galaxy Quest is the best Star Trek movie.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I find it funny that Predator's on the list.
Yeah, but-
it's really not a space movie.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like it's very interesting how no, they kind of introduce the alien because you really don't see it. You see it like you see the pod and then you really don't see it till like kind of like a third way into the movie.
Yeah, and even then, like you see like the camouflage and
Mhm.
stuff. You don't get a good look at it until even later.
Like on yeah, like it's definitely kind of hidden for majority of the movie and you don't really see it to like the very end and the climax and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think is definitely a like it's the Jaws effect. Like they
Exactly.
didn't have the suit ready in time, so they basically just showed less of it, and then at the end when they did the suit, it was great. They showed a lot of it. Less is more.
Exactly. They did that with a lot of movies around that time, like Alien, just like it.
Yeah.
Even like kind of slasher movies, like the good ones, like Halloween and
Mhm.
stuff. You don't see really Michael Myers like fully formed until
Mhm.
like midway through, and that really helps like to build suspense because that's the thing
Yeah.
you want to see more than anything else, right?
Mhm.
So it's like
Like that's why a lot of the especially the Alien movies have been so kind of slapped in the in recent releases because you can see the alien in broad daylight. It looks cool because the CGI looks super lifelike, but you see it in broad daylight and it's just there. Like
Yeah.
there's no sort of suspicions.
yeah,
Like
mystique or around it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
like in Jaws, you're like, oh my god, it's like the shark. Like you see it and it's like horrifying, but it's quite I don't know. It's the Jaws effect.
I'd
Where
say the
less
pa-
is more.
Yeah, and the payoff is that much better at
Exactly,
the end when you
exactly.
do see it. Like it's like a huge moment. It's like whoa, you know what I mean? That's what you remember, especially like leaving the theater at the end. That's what you really
Yeah,
are able to hold on to.
Yeah, it's really about like kind of the last taste in the mouth, and even
Yeah.
it's like a giant 4-pronged mouth.
yeah.
No, but but the opening of this movie, we get introduced to some of our main characters, including Arnold the Schwarzenegger. Yes, this was definitely like
Dutch.
yeah, Dutch himself. This was probably one of like this and Terminator was like kind of like this big joint period. Like this is one of the movies that just made Arnold Schwarzenegger famous. At this point, he already had a pretty big following and like he was like already a pretty big star in Hollywood. But this movie really just brought him that up that much more.
Right, like he'd done the Running Man 2 at that point, I believe.
Yes, I've seen the Running Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so it's
It's interesting.
like
it's,
it.
it's very interesting. I liked it.
yeah. I haven't seen a whole lot of Arnold movies. I guess I've seen like it's Christmas one, Space Christmas Ball.
Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way. Yeah. Jingle All the Way.
True Lies. Have you seen that one?
No,
True Lies is great. It's honestly like
I've heard.
it's like it's like it's a play on the genre of just action. It's just so outright
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like he's riding a horse through a mall, chasing a guy on a motorcycle. It's
Serious?
amazing. Jumping the horses off like skyscrapers.
It's so funny because a lot of these like quote unquote classic movies, I've heard of them and I have my own like conception of what they are. Like until like a few months ago, I thought that True Lies was like some like romance thriller starring Tom Cruise.
Just True Lies starring Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I was shocked when I realized that Arnold was in it.
And Jamie Lee.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Wait, didn't I record it?
I think we have a
I
we have a
recorded it
DVR.
and then you watched it.
Yeah.
You end up watching all the movies I record.
I'm like, ooh, look at this movie. I'll watch that.
Yeah, I don't know. I need to get on it. But
Honestly, it's great.
yeah.
No, but he's been in a lot of movies. There's one on Amazon Prime which I want to check out, Hercules.
Oh, he's in a Hercules movie? Oh,
Yeah,
that's so
it's
cool.
his very first movie.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's like Hercules in New York.
Oh, man.
So I definitely want to see that. But I think he's really good at this. Like this role, like Terminator,
This
is
was
kinda
made for him.
It's like a big macho guy. He's literally like there to like spout one-liners and just like
Yeah.
be awesome, you know?
Yeah, and it's so funny. Like even like all of them are pretty like they're buff macho guys, and
Mhm.
like during the production they would all like work out in secret because they wanted their physique to appear natural.
Yeah.
So like I think Carl Weathers is quoted as saying like he'd wake up at 3 a.m. and work out so that they wouldn't see and they
Yeah,
just
they
think that he just like woke up like this with all the muscles and stuff.
Like there's a lot of like kind of rivalry here. Like with one of the I forget what character it was, but basically Arnold had a bet with one of the other cast members about whose bicep was actually bigger.
Are you serious?
So he went to the wardrobe people and it's like, okay, can you tell this guy that his arm's bigger than Arnold Schwarzenegger's? So they made the bet for like a lot of money, and then they measured it, and then Arnold's arm was like 3 inches bigger. No, speaking of arms though, so like the first we do see of Mr. Weathers and Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of gave up there.
Oh, they are commandos.
Yes,
Sorry
they're
to interrupt. I
commandos.
just look at the Wikipedia.
Is the first scene with that beautiful handshake that became so memeable.
Yeah.
Can we just,
Let's do it.
my man? Oh yeah, just.
Okay, you can't twist your arm like that.
So you know when we're both on rolling chairs, we just like kind of just
Yeah.
roll towards each other. No, but like this thing is like kind of weird. Okay, so as the kids know, it's like similar to dabbing someone up. You go for the dab, and then you lock hands, and then it's a mid-air arm wrestle.
Yeah, but you're pulling towards you. That's not how you do it. You have to push out, directly out to the left
Okay.
or to the right.
Let's go.
You pull it.
This is so much harder though.
Yeah, it is so much harder because my muscles are bigger.
Well,
you know what? Let's measure.
I'll
I have a measuring
tape
tape
measure
here.
right now.
Let's see.
12 inches. Yep.
Oh wow, mine's 25.
Well, okay. No, but I feel like this is a very kind of I don't know, like we start off like they're friends, they're hamming it up. Like Carla Weathers has taken a desk job, and you know Schwarzenegger has his own kind of extreme team. Basically, they're called in because I forget, but I think they have
gorillas.
guerrilla
Not
warfare.
not the animals, like rebel people in I assume it's South America.
It's not.
They've kidnapped.
It's not. I thought it was Gorilla Grodd, and he was just an
Oh,
like
oh
with his
no,
posse. No.
It's not. It's set in the Marvel universe.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But no, basic guerrillas have kidnapped, or they have some Americans in their possession, and they're sent in to go extract these people.
Yeah, like he says, as a rescue
So
team.
they think.
Yeah, so they think. Yeah, so I think this is I don't know, like basically by itself, this could be its own movie premise. Like I said, without if you didn't have the scene of the spaceship in the beginning, like you could watch this you can watch this movie and have no idea what it's like. It's about an alien movie. Like,
Yeah.
they really don't.
It's a plot of
Get
an
into
A-Team
it.
episode. Otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. But you know they go in. Colorboy goes with them. We meet the team in this very kind of cool upbeat helicopter scene.
Yeah.
And okay, so
This
in
is
the team-
Katana. I'd avoid getting killed by her.
Yeah.
Sword tracks the soul of his victim.
Yeah, this ain't Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
This
basically.
is a cool helicopter scene.
Yeah.
Because they're actually able to land their helicopters.
different helicopter scene. Yeah.
No, but we have No Shave McGee, the guy who hates shaving cream.
Yeah.
We have Chew Your Tobacco and Have a Giant Machine Gun Dude.
Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, I don't have time to bleed.
Yeah.
We
Good
have
line, good
Billy, who is apparently
Is he a tracker?
yeah, he's like kind of their like at the time like their Indian like
Well-
like no like it's like their Indian tracker like at the time that was like
Yeah.
a thing just people
Bit of
had.
a- yeah.
I actually liked him in the movie.
Yeah, he's
Apparently
cool.
on set he needed a bodyguard to protect the cast members and crew from him.
What?
He was I don't know all the details, but apparently he was a liability per se.
How? What do you mean? You would attack people?
I'm not sure, but basically in the making of documentary which I watched in preparation of this podcast, they said that like he had a bodyguard to protect the crew and stuff.
To protect the crew from him?
Yes,
Interesting.
I don't think anything happened on set, but maybe
That's why the bodyguard was there.
the bodyguard did his job. Good job.
Yeah.
No, but we had a nice crew here, like a nice, well-rounded crew of just kind of really buff dudes. Even the skinny ones have like giant muscles.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's classic.
Mhm.
And you get introduced to them along the way in their own ways. There's no like exposition and stuff.
Yeah.
Like you understand who they are as
Yeah,
they work together as a team.
there's like, oh, this is Katana. Dude.
Yeah.
Don't get killed by her because her sword traps the souls of her victims.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's one of the things I like the most about this movie is just it's a pretty simple story
Yeah.
in its thing, right? They're sent here for the mission. Turns out that's not actually why they're sent there. They're sent there really to gather intelligence or to get these papers or whatever.
Mhm.
Carl Weathers has a different mission than the
Yeah.
quote unquote team, and then they're basically being hunted by the predator, and that's pretty much it. It's a nice,
Mhm.
well-contained story, start, beginning, middle, end. Nothing too crazy, but I feel like today there's too much noise
Yeah.
in these movies. You know what I mean? There's too much stuff going on, and you don't really have a chance to connect with the characters as a result, or you're too busy trying to.
Like
You're hopping
say a
around
million
from
different
place to place.
themes and
Yeah, you're
like,
hopping around from place to place rather than focusing in on the characters and the story that you're given.
like simplicity in this time was like I felt very refreshing because I've been watching a lot of
Yeah.
old movies. For instance, I watched The Fly the other night, and it's
Another
basi-
movie I recorded.
Yes, thank you for that. And it's basically I don't know, like it's very simple. It's very simplistic. Like all these like movies from this time, they had a central idea and premise, and they just carry that out.
Yeah.
It's very plot driven, and so like basically like they go do the stuff and they get hunted. But okay, speaking of which, so they get there and they find this kind of the camp of the guerrilla warfare people. Like this task, like we immediately see that this task force is a unit. Like I can't say his name.
Carl Weathers.
Carl Weathers. He is like he's kind of like out of place here because like Arnold Schwarzenegger is taking command. Like he's setting one up. Like these guys have done this a million times before. I love the fact that like he cuts like the line of the truck, like that was like running the motor. He just picks it up.
Yeah.
He just like picks up like the giant like 18-wheeler and then he just like puts it down and he just like slams into a ton of people.
No, I know.
But it like basically just wipe out this whole base. And like action wise, besides like the end fight scene, like this is kind of like the most actiony kind of scene in it
Mm-hmm.
per se. Like it's just a lot of kind of guns blaring and
Yeah.
just
Classic
shooting guys.
80s action.
Yeah,
Right?
like it's very A-Team in the fact that just like kind of guys just like shaking their
Yeah.
bodies. It's like, oh no, I've been shot. Just shake the body. No, but I like watching this. I'm like, oh wow, this is like a cool this is like a movie.
Right.
Because before that, it was just like I'm sneaking around the jungle, finding people with no skin. But like this is no, but like this is like this is like a hardcore action movie.
Yeah, for
It was,
sure.
like my
for sure.
first impression of it.
Yeah.
And I find that like all like they have so many great one-liners. Like as I mentioned before, it's like Brian's like, I ain't got time to bleed, and then like an explosion goes off, and the other dude's like, you got time to duck,
Yeah.
or just like I don't know. There's just so many.
I think
great-
Arnold had a couple, right? Where he like kicks down the doors and he's like,
yeah, he's like ding dong, or like he throws a knife at someone. He's like, stick around.
nice to meet you. Oh, wrong movie. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, don't give me cold feet,
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze.
Yeah.
I
You tried. You tried.
I tried.
Give it Yeah, no, but it's that classic 80s dialogue.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
and we've been bringing up the term A-Team a while now. Let's get into it. Like, it's very A-Team reminiscent, the fact that it's just all pretty much just like kind of one-liners, and you have that famous A-Team shot of like the guy kind of like slow-mo jumping over the camera.
Yeah.
So it always, like the A-Team, they would always
They
use
do
it.
that all the time.
Yeah, like they would just like pick someone up and they would just like throw them. It's a common like kind of camera trope, and I saw that it's just like, oh, this is like it's very nostalgic for me.
It sucks that they took the A-Team off Netflix.
That was the like
The
sooner-
A-Team,
yeah.
Different Strokes, Facts of Life.
Oh, difference. I love
Yo,
different.
those are 6 shows.
Yeah.
Different Strokes.
Maybe it's a petition to get them back on.
You should.
Either that or I'll give you like a DVD box set of different strokes
Ooh,
and
hell
like
yeah.
the facts of life.
Yeah, throwback to when Blair got punched in the face. That was funny. That was the best episode.
Yeah, and like what's the little kid's name from Different Strokes?
2D?
No,
No.
Different Strokes.
Willis, Arnold.
I know, like those the brother, like the little
Bud?
brother. Okay,
Willie?
Bud had like a crush on Tootie, and it's like, oh, this is the same universe.
Yeah.
like they have Different Strokes in the they have Facts of Life in the Different Strokes universe.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's their nanny went. To
Yeah,
do
exactly.
that.
Yeah.
What's his name again? Gary Coleman. I think it was Bud or what? No, not Bud. It was
It's Bud.
Arnold.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, it's Arnold. Okay,
Yeah, I'm serious.
we gotta do. Okay, screw
connection.
screw Predator. We're doing a Different Strokes podcast.
Yeah, I wish.
No, but this I don't know. Like I feel like this movie's like very of its time, and like
Yeah.
like if a movie like I don't know. Like I feel like this movie's just very of its time. The fact that it's like as we mentioned before, it's very 18y, very punny. Like it's very 80s action movie. It's big explosions, guys, big buff dudes shooting guns. It doesn't get more kind of 80s than this, like the action hero
Mhm.
persona.
Yeah. And speaking of action, why don't we get into the Predator itself?
Yes, the Predator himself.
Yeah, you know Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally supposed to play the Predator.
Yes.
Do you know that?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty crazy. So they wanted to make it like more lean, and like he
Mhm.
would use his martial arts skills, like kind of like a ninja predator type thing.
Yeah.
But then when they like looked at him, he was like 5'9", and everyone else was like over 6 feet. These
Mhm.
big muscly dudes. They wanted like a more physically imposing predator, and he actually like he tried on the suit, and he actually like took part in some filming.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Before they changed it.
But the actual fun part about that was not the original suit. What he got was the invisibility suit, because the way they did that effect was they had a red version of the Predator suit, which like keyed out and did a visibility effect. But that wasn't even the real suit. Because fun fact here, the suit, the Predator design we see in this movie was not the design that we're going to use for most of the movie. Basically, they went to the jungle in I think Mexico, and they were shooting all this stuff, and they were like, okay, the Predator suit's coming this week. The Predator suit, it's coming next week, and it came, and it was awful. Okay, I have some pictures here, and I want your reaction to this. Basically.
Listeners, feel free to look at these pictures.
Yeah, we'll have it in the thumbnail of the YouTube video.
Oh my
Basically,
god, what is that?
This was the original Predator suit. It's like this weird.
It's like a wimpy Shatari.
Exactly.
And the
I was gonna
Shatari were
say.
so wimpy already.
Yeah, but like its legs were like some like weird. It was like going backwards. Like you definitely could not move in this thing.
Yeah.
There's a
But that
picture-
does also fit
Mhm.
with like the more skinny Van Damme thing, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's like very skinny and stuff. Like he definitely couldn't do martial arts in this.
Yeah.
Like the head of the thing would actually be inside.
It looks more like a bug.
Yeah, it looks like I don't know. Like it's just very. It's very like I don't know, but
Looks like Ultron.
kind of. It's like this weird praying mantis sort of.
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, wow. They did a really good job changing
Yeah.
that. I think that
Mhm.
it looks really, really cool, the Predator as it was in the movie.
Yeah, honestly, like, cause it was so bad that like they shot a bit of footage, but then it's like, okay, do you want us to use this?
Yeah.
So they redesigned the entire thing,
Yeah.
and thank God they did, cause the Predator design is literally one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
It's a thing with Alien where you just stumble upon something and it's amazing. Like
Yeah.
everything from its like kind of fishnet kind of things and it's like gauntlets and shoulder cannon, like it's just so innovated in a way that like nothing before, like Star Wars, nothing of Star Wars looked like that. Nothing in
Mhm.
sci-fi had like
It's
seen
new,
this sort of
right?
thing. And the guy who played him, I forget the name, but he was basically like
Kevin Peter Hall.
Kevin Peter Hall.
Yeah.
He was like
7'4".
7'4". He was so big, and with the Predator suit on, like he actually looked like he could take on Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Exactly.
Like he made something throughout the whole movie in the opening action sequence. We see that Arnold Schwarzenegger is a force to be reckoned with. That he is just mowing down people, and we see something that meticulously picks off every single one of his team members
Mm-hmm.
with that ease, without even breaking a sweat, only getting hit by one bullet. And honestly, it's like we feel for him because it's so intimidating,
Mhm.
because it's like incredibly awesome.
Well, look, isn't there that shot where he like picks Arnold up with one hand and like holds him by the throat?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see like how big the Predator is even compared to a guy like that, right?
Okay. So we got the Predator design. Let's talk a bit about his the gadgets he has here. He has the iconic
Wolverine blade type things.
the iconic wrist gauntlets on his
yeah.
wrist that he has protrude like they're like giant knives, like a ton of giant stuff. He uses that a few times throughout the movie to like pin Arnold Schwarzenegger's neck.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, we had the invisibility, as we mentioned before. They would have a red version of the suit, and they would the normal version of the suit, and they would
Mhm.
film with the red version in the jungle, and just key out the red version.
Yeah.
And then they would just have the invisibility effect, which I think was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
The effects-
red was the color that was like most distant from the green
Yeah.
jungle and the blue sky.
Honestly, like the effects in this movie are pretty good. Like there's a bit of like some weird explosions and stuff, but I think it just adds to it, you know?
Yeah, they use like a lot of natural effects too.
All the explosions and bullets were like all done practically.
Yeah, like even with the dude Kevin Peter Hall who was in the Predator suit, he like couldn't see in the suit. He had to kind of memorize what he had to do and then try to do it like with the suit afterwards. It's pretty crazy what they did. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, for the thermal vision, infrared film could not be used because it did not register. It did not register in the range of body temperature wavelengths. So they
Mhm.
used like Inframetrics thermal video scanner because it gave good heat images of objects and people. The glowing blood was achieved by green liquid from glow sticks mixed with personal lubricant for texture. The electrical sparks for animation using white paper pins registered on portable light tables to black and white prints of the film frames. Like these are like just cool little things that they did at that time to kind of get the
because
effects
this
they
is
needed.
like this is 1987. They didn't have
Yeah.
like you couldn't like just download lightning bolt effect off like makeyourownmovies.com. Like this is all kind of innovative within itself.
Mm-hmm. And sorry to bounce back again to like the guy wearing the red suit, the
Yeah.
Predator. So how they got that invisibility thing? They filmed one take with him wearing the red suit. Then they removed the red dude. Then they did another like normal take, and they basically superimposed the 2 takes together. And then when you got the effects, you saw like the outline basically.
Yeah, you have like little ripple effects inside.
Yeah.
I think the effect looks pretty good. Like in
yeah.
in movies to come, like it's more like I don't think it's done as well. It's like I said, it's the simplicity of it all. Like you see it, but like you could definitely miss it in some takes. Like when he's walking to the jungle carrying like the first dude out, like you can kind of barely see parts of his body, but you can just see him that tiny bit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's done extremely well.
Yeah. Although going like forward, like the Predator expands kind of his weapon arsenal and like future movies. So we should have probably said this right. Basically, I have seen Predator, like the first one, the documentary, and then I've seen both of the Alien v Predator movies.
Okay.
Which gave me like a good sense of like the lore and stuff, and I know of the other movies and basically what they are, but basically the Predator lore, which I think is like very well expanded on, is the fact that he is a hunter and someone of honor. So the way I perceive this movie is that going down to Earth is kind of a rite of passage for the Predators, as it is in the Alien versus Predator movies. Basically, what it is that you must defeat the strongest being, like the strongest person on this planet, and you must face this greatest monster, which are humans.
Right.
So basically, he goes one by one, picking off the weaker ones first, like the skinnier guys, as he gets higher and higher, and until he finally gets to Arnold Schwarzenegger, the leader. And basically, as they go, he matches them with honor. If they're using guns, he can use his plasma rifle. You know, when Billy throws his guns in the water and uses his sword, we don't see the fight, but we assume that it's like a hand-to-hand combat thing. That Billy had, because we hear Billy screaming. Like when Arnold Schwarzenegger, like he takes off his mask and stuff at the end of the movie to fight Arnold Schwarzenegger hand in hand, because it's all about that sense of honor and earning kind of the respect of, you know, himself and like kind of the colony through this ceremonial kind of fighting to see who is the best kind of hunter.
Right, and I believe in Predators. A group of humans actually goes to like the Predator planet, and there's like a crap ton of them. So, like you said, perhaps it's like this one planet of predators sending off them to each planet.
Yeah, in the Alien vs Predator movie, there are other predators. Like
I saw the trailer for that too. I saw the trailer for all of them in preparation.
Nice.
I didn't watch the movies, but
smart. No, but I feel like I don't know, like the lore is pretty well set up. Like you do have like him taking out the spines in this movie, like and collecting the skulls, which is like expanded on further movies.
Yeah.
We do see him like kind of skinning the bodies. Like it does leave the door open for a lot of like kind of the expanded universe stuff to kind of come in and fill in all the gaps.
Sure.
If it's like the comics or expansive books, but like it's very it's just intriguing to kind of go into this kind of like culture and stuff.
Agreed, and I think it does give like a sense of the intelligence of the creature too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just like a mindless beast. It's an intelligent thing that's methodically hunting down Arnold and his friends and killing them.
So we finally get to the climax where just Arnold left. You know, he sent the girl out to the chopper, and the classic line. Josh, would you like to give us this classic line?
Get to the chopper now!
Get to the chopper! No!
Now! Wow!
No, classic, honestly.
We are gonna get canceled.
Yeah, for the horrible impressions. Yeah, I'm known to do a god awful Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. But anyway, so Arnold Schwarzenegger is running away from the Predator when he realizes that he can kind of, you know, the Predator cannot see him if he's covered in mud. I assume this is because it cools his body temperature down so that the heat vision does not pick him up.
Yep.
And, you know, he starts doing an A-team montage of, you know, building another... We didn't mention it before, but there's a lot of montage in this movie. There's 2 of them. So in this, he builds a giant trap that basically, if he pulls the tripwire, it has spikes, comes down and crushes him in the head. And he makes some explosive arrows and stuff. And he's, like, all set. Like, this moves from, like, Commando X-Guy to, like, some sort of, like, soldier of fortune... like kind of A-team making something in the, you know, the woods with just mud and stuff.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I really like, because it's like, I don't know, like this movie just does a lot of different things. Like it keeps you on your toes, like, oh, like these guys are commandos and they like are the best for a reason.
Yeah, the pacing is really good. How it ramps up and then keeps escalating. There's ebbs and flows where the Predator is basically picking off all these guys. The climax was really cool, seeing Arnold take this thing on, and how he kind of had the double trap in a sense, because he has the big log or whatever at the end that kind of whacks.
The counterweight.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of interesting though, because in the documentary that I saw, basically to like get, because like this was shot over multiple days of shooting, and the makeup was like hell because like throughout the movie each person had like some good sense of like blood or like wounds or dirt on them, or even it's like the face paint at the beginning. So basically what they would do is that they made like some of this mud solution, and basically they would hose him down with it every day before they shoot these scenes, and then just put a hose full of mud, close your eyes and nose, and just like hose him down with it.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the makeup in this movie is actually very good throughout, and I definitely feel like the makeup they use in the beginning is a good indicator of like differentiating all of them in their ways.
That's true. Yeah, they talk a lot about how the production was like hell. Like they say that there was no flat ground in this jungle. They're basically standing like with one leg up, one leg down the whole time.
Yeah, this is like it was all shot in a real jungle, like which basically shows in like it's definitely not in a studio backlot. Like movies aren't made like this anyway for a reason, because like production wise it's hell. The actors feel like hot and sweaty and dead constantly, but like it really does you really can see the difference.
Yeah, you should watch maybe not, but like you should watch Tropic Thunder.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's basically like a group of actors. It follows a group of actors who film like a predator or like a war movie in a jungle. Then they end up being in a real jungle hunted by like real gorilla people. It's pretty funny. It's like an action comedy.
Okay, well,
maybe a tad inappropriate for you, but it's great.
Well, we'll have to check that out. But basically, I like this fight a lot because Arnold is kind of duping out the Predator. You have that iconic scene when he's like kind of just like hugging the tree, trying to stay like quiet, and then the Predator just comes up from behind him. Mm-hmm. I want to say though, the sound design for the Predator is amazing. Honestly, like the little like clicking noises.
Oh, I love that. Yeah,
it's just like, and like kind of like the.
I can't do it.
Right into the mic, Josh. Give the ASMR.
I can't.
Oh boy. No, but even like the sounds that he has of when like the visor mode switches, like it's like the sound design movie's on point.
Oh, 100%
throughout. Honestly, it's really amazing, and it leads up to the point at the end where
the other iconic moment where Arnold's like, "Come on, kill me! I'm right here. I'm right here, lassie.
See, I took the mud off my face. I'm right here."
Scottish.
And the Predator's like, "Dude, I see the wire. I'm not an idiot."
Yeah.
like I literally avoided all your wires previously.
Yeah.
Like, you think I'm gonna fall for this? And I was like, "Ha, double prank. Hit you with a giant pointy log."
Yeah. Legit.
Yeah, but it's great. So basically, Arnold, like after fist fighting the Predator, he has him on the ground. And the Predator, he's looking at him, and he's about to like smash him with the rock. And okay, give me a perception of what this moment was. So Arnold's about to kill him. Does he have kind of do you think he's taking pity on the Predator, or do you think he's just in awe of like this is an alien or something? Because I feel as like I've defeated him, but like I don't want him to like kind of suffer anymore. Like, so
suffer. Wait, okay, so this is after the Predator gets hit with the big weight thing, right?
Yeah, and like Arnold Schwarzenegger's standing over him with a rock, and then he puts the rock down.
That's a good question. I mean, maybe it's kind of a respect between like two warriors. You know what I mean? Like I beat you, but we battled it out. It's an incredibly stupid decision.
Yeah, because 3 seconds later, he punches a few things into his wrist gauntlet, and it starts ticking out like a bomb.
That was the best. When the Predator started laughing, it was like,
I know,
oh damn, what's going on here?
It's like to see this thing who's just like in dancing, like laughing in glee.
Oh, I love that. So
and then
good.
like our Predator's just like, what?
Yeah.
And they just like just running away.
This was your second time watching Predator?
Yeah, this is my second rewatch.
Yeah. I was wondering. It was your first time. It was my first time.
No. Yeah, but honestly, it was really good. And then the movie ends just as began in a helicopter. Arnold Schwarzenegger is in the helicopter. He's covered in mud. He like looks super dead on his feet. He's just like his mouth agape. This was just actually them like flying back to the studio.
I was about to say.
At the end of the day, like there's like a fly in his mouth or something.
Yeah, last day of filming, she's like, "Gosh, someone killed me."
I did it. Just We just smoke my cigars and do push-ups.
That's why he never came back for a Predator sequel.
Yeah, which is kind of sad. Speaking of which, though, what do
Oh.
you think you would pitch as a Predator sequel? Yeah, of course, there's a ton of sequels, but what would you want to see in a Predator sequel?
Well, I think first thing when I thought of for a Predator sequel, so they're in Los Angeles.
Okay.
There's basically the city's been overtaken by gangs. Like there's lots of shootings and stuff, and the
Yes.
Predator's basically in an urban environment,
Oh.
and basically like a police chief or a police department has to hunt down the Predator in this Los Angeles urban area.
Wow, this sounds so original and exciting.
Wait, what do you mean?
Joshua, you realize that is the plot of the Predator 2, the sequel to this movie?
Wait, are you serious?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. I have another one. All right.
Great minds think alike.
Okay, so fine. Here's another one. Better.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, instead of the Predator coming to human civilization, a group of humans are sent basically to their Predator planet, and they have to fight.
Let me stop you there. That's a movie.
What do you mean?
That people do that in one of the movies. They go to the Predator planet, Josh.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes, I thought you said you watched all the trailers to these movies, Josh.
Okay,
Do
fine,
research.
that's fine. One more. Okay, I got this one. So basically, Predator comes to Earth.
Okay.
There's a bigger Predator that fights the actual Predator.
Wow. That's just Predator 2019.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
Wow, you have done no research.
Okay, fine. Okay. You know what? Screw it. Predator fights the alien. How about that?
That's genius. Oh my god, original
Okay.
idea, finally.
There we go.
Wow, it's great.
So you've been
No, but in all seriousness.
Okay, yeah, no, I'll give my
yeah.
pick. Okay. Predator 2. Opening scene.
Okay.
Airport.
Airport. In Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles. Predator's on a plane.
He's wearing a baseball hat. He has the son beside him.
Okay.
Little
Opening
Frankie
scene.
Jr.
Airport. We see a man going through airport security. Everything checks out. On the plane. Puts a suitcase up in the thing. We see a skull and crossbones on the suitcase. Flash forward to 2 rows in front of him. Young man's looking out the window. Aunt May, can you stop fussing? Boom. They're in the air. Boom. 2 men get up, remove some sort of weapons from their bags, take the captain hostage. Plane is being hijacked. Skull and Cross. I probably should have planned this better.
Yeah.
Skull and Crossbones man tries to stop them. Things go wrong. The young man jumps in, grabs one of their arms, prevents him from killing the Skull and Crossbones man. A bomb goes off. The plane is spinning. The 2 men who tried to save the day are thrown against the window. Window shatters. They go flying. We don't know what happens to the plane. These 2 men are falling. As you probably guessed by now, Peter Parker and Frank Castle.
What is this to do with Predator?
Okay, hold on.
I'm
okay.
so good. It's just like
Let me start from the top.
it's just a forgotten Spider-Man
Basically-
Predator sequel.
Starts from the top. Frank Castle, he's going to South America to stop some sort of rebel forces or some sort of government thing from killing some rebels or whatever. Peter Parker is going to Mexico on a vacation with Aunt May. Their plane is hijacked. They both try to intervene and try to stop the hijackers. They end up getting thrown off the plane, basically, or falling out of the plane.
Okay.
Peter Parker is able to do a wed parachute that lands safely within.
So he is Spider-Man this continent.
Yes, within the South American jungle.
Okay.
He's forced to kind of reveal his identity to Frank Castle to save their lives. So we have Spider-Man. He only has 1 web shooter because that's all he kind of had on him. He lost it in the struggle. Frank Castle in the South American jungle. Predators
And
hunting
Aunt
them down.
May.
No, not Aunt May.
And an old elderly woman.
Predators hunting them down. Basically, they have to try to stop the Predator.
Okay. And the climax is Aunt May fighting the Predator, fist to fist battle. Just like 80-year-old Aunt May just like gave it to the
Yeah,
Predator
exactly.
with, like,
The strongest person, right?
strongest, the greatest warrior of our time, Aunt May.
And I feel like to make things interesting too, you could have kind of the South American like gorillas kind of in there too, because I feel like you have the yin and yang of Punisher and Peter. You kind of want to show their opposing viewpoints, whether it's like old and young, and then as well as kill versus no kill, and kind of have that play out. I wanted to have 2 people that really didn't have a lot of powers, so it kind of increased the stakes. I debated like Hawkeye as instead of Spider-Man. I also debated like Daredevil.
Yes.
Especially with what we've seen from Punisher and Daredevil in
Charlie Cox Daredevil.
in the TV series. I feel like that could be good. I guess the real difficulty is kind of getting them in that scenario where they end up in the jungle.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically Punisher, he's an army vet too, so kind of teaching Spider-Man, or kind of he knows about war, Spider-Man doesn't. Kind of having that.
Might suggest, to add to his theory, that instead of the South American jungle, we go all the way to Antarctica to the Savage Land, which basically in Marvel continuity
Damn, I didn't think of that.
is kind of the place where all the dinosaurs live.
Kazar.
And Kazar the pterodactyl man, and we have all this kind of extreme thing, and the king of the Savage Land is the Predator, and they're like embodying on his land. And they
Interesting.
Have to
I could see that.
Yeah.
I also debated with having like a Wakanda thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like something with Black Panther, maybe like Wakanda is like burned to the ground, or like something happens where it's completely decimated, perhaps like in the Avengers Endgame thing, although the damage didn't seem to be that much.
Yes.
And basically like T'Challa is kind of leading the last group of Wakandans. I mean, this is kind of just hypothetical and wouldn't make any sense, but like, I mean, he's like broken, he's maybe exiled from Wakanda, and he has to kind of fight the Predator to reclaim his.
I like it. I like it.
But yeah,
it's a lot. It's way out of left field. You're crossing over these.
I know.
Kind
My first thought was like, oh, bring the Predator to the city. Then I looked at the sequels and like, oh. Okay,
yeah, no. Basically, the sequels. There's a lot of sequels, and I'm definitely want to watch Predator 2 at some point, because apparently that one's like really good. If not like just for lore, it's like it being like kind of just an insane movie of just like set in 1997, like which was like a few years after the movie was going to be released. So like in these 5 years or something, Los Angeles would get to this point.
Yeah, it was released in 1990, and they said 1997. So like in 7 years, LA will be like destroyed. But yeah, I think it
took 27 years.
Yeah,
20.
Yeah,
37.
By watching all the trailers, like you can see the Predator's arsenal was really upgraded in the sequels.
Yeah, definitely. But for my, I have a very interesting pitch here. So basically, the year is 2035. Space technology has gone through the roof. Michael Naird at Space Force has successfully created, the best thing ever.
Ice
we
cream?
have, yes, ice cream, the space ice cream. So we have terraformed the moon. We are living on all these planets, and we finally go to terraform Mars. So basically, what happens is that it becomes a all-out war. It's like some sort of it's similar to like Alien. So they land on Mars. They get there. They're setting up the base, and something keeps on like disabling their satellites and cutting off the power sources. It's the Predator. The Predator is trying to stop them from setting up terraforming Mars because they've seen like what happened on Earth. They've seen them destroy their planet. They've seen them move to the moon, and now they're just destroying the moon. The moon's not what it was. They're the secret cavities of clean water hidden under the moon's surface, which are supposedly there, and all the fresh cheese that's on the moon,
Of course.
all gone. They don't want that to happen to Mars and the rest of the universe. So they have to stop the humans at the source. So basically, the Predator has to go and try to kill them all. But Mark Watney, he's gonna grab some potatoes and fight back. He's not gonna let them.
A Space Force reference?
No, it's just Martian, Mark Watney.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that. So.
Oh, it's great. Read the book, man. Martian is an amazing book.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that's my pitch. Just kind of like a.
Is this a Space Force crossover or?
Yeah. Mark Naird from Space Force is running there.
But yeah, so wait, is Predator coming to Earth, or are they fighting on Mars, basically?
They're fighting like on Mars and stuff. And
Interesting.
Yeah, we get some like it brings like. It brings more of the space elements in of like I don't know if you've seen Ad Astra, but like you kind of like had like the lunar space chase and stuff. There's a lot of different because like, even with the gravity change and all of this, there's a lot more you could do action wise. I feel like having less gravity, you have like there's a lot more you can do even with a different atmosphere. Like the Predator just has to like kind of like crack their suits and then they're dead.
Right. So that'd be an interesting dynamic for sure. That could be on the space movies list.
Yeah,
it's
like it's in the sense of aliens, but like kind of the alien has intelligence. And
right.
He's like
It's basically Alien with Predator.
Yes.
Nice.
But like on the
on Mars.
Different.
No, I get it.
Yeah.
It is different. Yeah.
No, but it's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay, I like that.
should we get to our famous segments? What we're gonna read / watch this week?
Let's get right to it.
So, I had a very good week this week, movie wise. I watched a lot of movies that I've been kind of wanting to watch for a while. As I mentioned before, I watched The Fly this week, starring Jeff Goldblum himself.
Nice.
I really liked it. The practical effects are like off the set. Like, it looks like, honestly, for the time, it's amazing. Like, in what they're able to do, like with practical effects and the fact that like all the teeth falling out, like it's unsettling, but like it's also like a good movie. Oh yeah, you want to watch? You recorded
I really
it.
want to watch it. I recorded it.
Yeah, watch movies, man. You gotta
I
take more
recorded them.
time.
I just never end up watching them.
But this week I also watched Whiplash again. I love Whiplash.
Nice,
J.K.
nice.
Simmons, big fan.
Nice.
And it's just like, I don't know, it's a pretty solid movie.
Nice.
And Hamilton has made its way onto Disney Plus, and I am a current subscriber to Disney Plus, so I've like watched it twice. I'm a big fan of Hamilton. I actually I saw it in March before all this Corona stuff happened, so I'm actually very glad I was able to see it live. But you know, the recorded show is also like very good. Just to like, it's a different way of watching it.
I'm Alexander Hamilton from Long Island.
Long on.
Johnny Tavares left for Toronto, Pajama Boy. Is he from Long Island?
Ah,
It's me, Alexander Hamilton.
He's Italian,
I'm from
apparently.
Long Island.
yes.
I like the spicy meatball.
How long is that island, Joshua?
It's long.
It's quite long, yes. It's as long as the spaghetti.
I'm Alexander Hamilton on the Robcast again. Yeah, the music's actually pretty bomb. I've never seen it, but I watched parts of it like with you, so it's kind of cool. Yeah.
You should definitely watch the whole thing. It's
Sure.
good. It has love. It has
Life.
war. It has life. There's lots of babies in it. Like,
Yeah.
it's great.
Sure.
You know? They have a king.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my favorite song. Even though I haven't listened
You'll
to
be
the song.
back. Yeah.
You'll be back. Wait and see. Listen to the Robcast next week.
Yes. Honestly, end the pod there.
Yeah. I haven't
what do
really
you-
seen much this week, to be honest.
No?
No, basically just rewatching Community. I feel like I mean, Predator was kind of the movie that I watched this week. I really enjoyed it. I've been listening to the audiobook, The Hate You Give.
Oh, really?
Yeah, do you know what? Have you heard of it?
I heard of it, but I don't
It's
know what it's
basically
about. What's it
it's
about?
about like a girl whose friend is killed by police.
Mhm.
And it kind of goes through a lot of the stuff about like police brutality and basically how it goes through
Is
a lot
it
of.
based off a true story or?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but yeah, it's a really good book. Basically follows this girl. Her friend's killed by a police officer, and the aftermath of that, and her life and stuff. Yeah, it's actually really interesting. I liked it a lot just because it kind of provides a really different perspective than what I'm, I guess, used to, just in terms of life and all of that. So it was kind of interesting just to widen my horizons a bit. I definitely recommend it.
Nice.
That's pretty much the main thing. Yeah.
Oh, I have one more thing actually. So recently on Netflix, I found out there was Ocean's 11 sequels, and yeah, continue. Yes. Basically, I found out there's Ocean's 11 sequels. So I watched Ocean's 12.
Are you serious?
It is so bad.
Is it?
It's like okay, like it's an okay movie. Like it's not the first one, but just like the editing is so bad. Like like the editing is horrible. The shot composition, like it's just a very poorly made movie, and everyone's just kind of like phoning in their performances. Like it's all around just it's kind of a mess.
That's sad.
So Ocean's 13, yeah, I'm watching that this week.
Okay.
I'll
And then
give you
Ocean's
a-
8.
Yeah, apparently Ocean's 8's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen
cool.
I've seen a bit of it,
Rihanna's in it, I think,
and Mindy Kaling,
and Anne Hathaway,
yes,
and Sandra Bullock.
yes, and other people as well. I guess.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to watch Ocean's 11. It's on my list of movies to watch. So yeah, my top 9 movies to watch right now are Wonder Woman.
Mhm.
Never seen that. Dead Man, which is a movie starring Johnny Depp. Basically, it's about this. It's like kind of a take on a western,
Okay.
where this guy's shot, and he's going to die, but he's still alive. Like he doesn't know when he's going to die, but he's going to.
Oh,
So
so
he-
the one where he's like the bullet in his chest.
Yeah,
or
so he's a
something?
dead man, and he kind of enlists the help of this Native American person to kind of help him or take revenge or something like that. Nightcrawler, starring Jakey
Yes,
Gyllenhaal.
I want to watch.
Yeah,
that.
we can do a pod on that. It looks really cool. It's about this basically reporter, kind of tabloidish reporter who
Mhm.
follows basically crimes or deaths right after they're committed, but then he ends up getting there too soon and becoming part of the crime or the story rather than reporting on it. The Shining, of course. I've been meaning to watch that for a while. I read the book.
I feel like I'm ready to watch The Shining. Honestly.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
Ocean's 11, as I said. The Social Network.
So Aaron Sorkin, amazing.
Yeah.
Like the screenplay
I've
for
heard
that
good
movie is
things.
insane.
Yeah.
Like it's just so good. The dialogue, beautiful.
Dinner with Andre.
I do want to watch.
Yeah, from Community.
I do want to watch that one again.
It's an interesting premise.
Yeah. It's like, yeah.
I think how Abed described it is an old friend has a surprisingly enjoyable dinner with. A person has an surprisingly enjoyable dinner with a friend that he had been avoiding.
Yeah.
The Crow is number 8.
Mm.
It's like a dark kind of superhero-y movie.
Okay.
I don't really know how to describe it other than that, but it looks really cool. It looks like Batman on drugs, basically. And The Prestige, which is a movie about 2 competing magicians and who take it super far. I put it down because it stars Hugh Jackman and another famous dude who I forget.
Hugh Jackman, nice.
Yeah, but it has some good actors in it, so I'm like, okay, it's probably going to be good.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah, sounds good. I think that's all we have for today, Joshua.
I believe it is, my dear friend Rob.
Yeah, so how about this? I suggest that we give the audience our best impression of us running away from the Predator at the end of the podcast. So basically, have a great day, everyone, and Rob out.
Rob out!
Robcast!
Yeah,
You'll be back. Wait and see. Listen to the Robcast next week.